My name is Jim Dimitro, and I'm a sculptor. I'd like to talk to you about a project that concerns the 9/11 event that I'm currently working on. For me, the journey started 9 years ago when I met John Jackson, a blue-collar, hard-working, patriotic metal worker. After the 9/11 tragedy, John was inspired to create a memorial to honor those affected that day and to help to provide closure for the families of the loved ones whose bodies were never recovered. John created an organization called the Spirit of America Foundation to raise awareness and funding for the many aspects of the project. The memorial would incorporate actual metal from the Twin Towers and stone pieces from the Pentagon. My part is to provide the life-size bronze statues. Morgan Lindbergh, the grandson of the famous aviator Charles Lindbergh, would provide support and contacts. A trip back to New York resulted in acquiring one of the last steel beams of the Trade Center from the rubble processing yard. And a stop to Washington, D.C. resulted in two large limestone facade pieces from the very top of the Pentagon. The head of the Teamsters Union, James Hoffa, would arrange for the trucking of the artifacts back to Washington State. The Spirit of America monument will include cast bronze statues of 4 people: a flight attendant, airline pilot, office worker, and a firefighter. All 4 will have their backs towards a representation of the Twin Towers located in the middle of the forming circle. The 5th spot will have footprints and an opening where visitors can stand, hold hands, and complete the circle. The empty 5th spot represents those who will never be found. The actual historic rubble pieces will incorporate an interactive display with the names and pictures for the people affected that day. I first sculpt the 4 figures in clay. A master mold maker will make rubber molds of each statue using the traditional lost wax process. Wax copies will then be made, and ceramic molds will then be taken of the wax copies. Hot bronze will be poured in the ceramic molds, resulting in the final cast bronze figures. This monument will not be only for our generation, but for future generations, so that we may never forget. If the 9/11 tragedy touched you, please help us fund the Spirit of America monument by donating to the Spirit of America Foundation at www.spiritofamericafoundation.com. And thank you very much for your support.